People in Lebanon are recovering from a second day of explosions across that country. We learned earlier this morning at least 25 people were killed in the walkie-talkie explosions. At least 12 people died after pagers detonated the day before. And although Israel has not claimed responsibility, Hezbollah officials are pointing the finger squarely at Benjamin Netanyahu's government, saying this is an escalation of tensions across their border. Joining us this morning from Kingston, Ontario, on how these attacks could implement or impact this months-long conflict is Major General David Fraser. Good morning.
Anne-Marie, good morning.
So how would you classify, first of all, this kind of attack? It's not cyber warfare. What category does it fall under?
Well, it's a twist on an old story. It's a bit of both cyber warfare and, the old-fashioned just planting bombs. So it's both. Using the airwaves to actually detonate a bunch of devices that have been tampered with in a scale that is unprecedented in modern history. So it is an escalation. It's a twist on an old story, and it is, unfortunately for Hezbollah, fortunately for Israel, has been very effective.
We were just given updated numbers this morning. 25 people were killed in those attacks yesterday. Hundreds more, thousands were wounded. When we examine the complications around the planning of an operation like this, there is some premeditation. The devices have to be implemented and then the planned detonation. What does this tell us about foresight and planned escalation against Hezbollah?
Well, and let's just assume for a second the Israelis did this because they would have been a state actor that would have actually had the resources and the wherewithal to collect data for many months, if not longer. Analyze the data, try to find out where the weak points are. The weak points in this case is Hezbollah's communication systems, which seem to be reliant upon two devices, pagers and walkie-talkies. Once you understood that, then going out to find the supplier or suppliers, set up a bunch of fake companies going to tamper with those, and then picking and choosing your time when you launch the attack. I mean, this is a very sophisticated, complicated planning and execution that is quite impressive if when we sit back and unwind it. But it is a huge escalation. It is a demonstration. Israel has changed the channel from Gaza. We are now completely focused on Lebanon.
This would have been happening then at the same time. Calls for de-escalation in that region were coming from international communities. So I guess when I pull the lens back and I look at it in terms of time and timing, what does that say about plans against Hezbollah and how long escalations like this have been in the works?
Well, I mean, the fight between Hezbollah and Israel has been going on for decades, and as long as we've been talking about it, this has always been there. But at the beginning of the war in Gaza, the fight with Hezbollah was fairly muted, and the reaction by Hezbollah was fairly muted too against Israel. But throughout the war in Gaza, the tensions have been rising up in northern part of Israel, and now it's a clear demonstration that strategy has changed from Gaza. They've moved a division out of there. The Israelis put it on the northern border, and now we're going to be fighting a new war in the open, and that is between the Israelis and the Hezbollah. So this is a significant change, and notwithstanding what the international community wants, Israel is carrying on the direction that they want to do, and that's a war with the Hezbollah terrorist organization.
Speaking of the international community, the UN Security Council is reportedly meeting on Friday. That's to discuss this recent wave of attacks. What do you think the international response will be like to this new phase of conflicts? Because previous calls to de-escalate seem to have gone unheeded.
Well, it's going to be the same message that we've been hearing for quite some time now, with the international community talking about trying to de-escalate and resolve the situation in Gaza. It's going to happen again for Lebanon and with Hezbollah. The international community is worried that we're going to get wound up into a bigger war, because let's remember, one of the people that were involved in this latest attack was the Iranian ambassador. And, at some stage in the game, the United States is going to be very concerned about being dragged into this war inadvertently, and also Iran being dragged into this war. because of what potentially is happening on the ground. So that is the biggest concern in the international community. This could turn into something much bigger and more dangerous.
CTV News military expert Major General David Fraser, good to have you with us. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked this, be sure to subscribe here, or you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.